Welcome back to Grid Drop. Today we're going to help you get faster around Formula One's final track of the season, Abu Dhabi. If you enjoy this video, feel free to leave any feedback or questions in the comments section or in my Discord, which is linked in the description. That being said, let's get right into it. This video will be broken down into 5 sections: car setup, Sector 1, Sector 2, Sector 3, and finally a full lap. These sections are all equally important, so stay tuned to the end of the video if you really want to improve. Here's the setup I run in Abu Dhabi. Feel free to pause the video and screenshot this if you want to try out this setup on your own. This setup prioritizes balanced downforce and rear grip throughout the entirety of the track without sacrificing straight line speed. As a disclaimer, this setup is a general baseline for you to start with and applies to both hot laps and a race. I recommend doing a few laps with the setup and tweaking it to fit your own style. Heading into the first corner, keep an eye on the bright orange meter boards on the right. You want to brake between the 100 and the 50 meter board. But since these ones are hard to see, remember it as the second and the third board. You want to start turning in pretty much at the 50 meter board, and shifting down to third gear is ideal here. At mid-corner, avoid taking too much curb here, and instead, try to be as close as you possibly can. Getting back on the power now, sway to the right side of the track and use as much of the exit curb as you can while staying within track limits. Power all the way down now, you can ride the exit curb for a while, but I try to get back on the track by the time I reach this light blue section. This next corner is taken flat out and stick to the left curb. Naturally let your car sway towards the middle of the track before pulling it slightly back to the left before the next corner. This corner is taken flat out as well, and you can use some of the inside curb here. When exiting the corner, your car will naturally sway left. You can use some of the curb here, and I generally aim to slot my left wheel in this gap between the curbs. Now, keep the power down and head towards the next corner. That's a run through of Sector 1, now let's see it at full speed. Continue keeping the power down and sway to the right side of the track now. This corner is a heavy braking zone and you should be braking just before the 50 meter board. Now for this corner you can either take the racing line or the ideal line, either works. For the racing line you want an earlier turn in and a long sweeping left corner. For the ideal line, a later, sharper turn in and straighter exit is just as effective. I generally kind of mix the two. Whatever line you prefer taking, remember to be cautious on the throttle when exiting. You definitely want to avoid wheel spin here as the next straight is the longest of the track, so you want the best exit possible. Flying down the straight now, stay towards the middle of the track as the next corner tightens up on the right side. Pay attention to the meter boards on the right. You want to brake exactly between the 150 and the 100 meter boards. Under braking now, shift down to second gear, and you should start turning in right where this yellow Pirelli ad starts on the right. This is a harsh angle, so you want a really tight corner. Make sure to avoid this curb on the left, as taking too much of it will cause you to lose all rear grip. Exiting the first corner in the chicane, be extremely cautious on the throttle. Before the next corner, a quick turn to the left can help you make your line a little bit wider. Again, avoid the inside curb here. Sway out to the left side of the track on exit and use the exit curb on the left. Now enable DRS and fly down the straight. So that's a breakdown of Sector 2, now let's see it at full speed. Into the next corner, you want to stay to the right side of the track, but avoid riding the curb upon corner entry. Keep an eye out for the 50 meter board, you want to brake just after this point. There are a couple different lines you could take to this corner, but I think the best is to shift down to 5th and keep a steady pressure on the throttle to maintain grip, and just stick to the middle of the track for the majority of the corner. When exiting, sway out wide and stomp the throttle pretty aggressively. You can use the exit curb on the right. Into the next bit of track, sway out left and briefly touch the left curb. As soon as you do, pull back into the right and touch the inside right curb. Now sway back out left into the braking zone. There isn't really a reference point for braking here, so you kinda just have to feel it out. Generally, you want to start braking shortly after that last corner. Under braking here, make sure to keep the car straight and you should be shifting down to third gear. Turn into the corner and avoid the inside curb. Once at mid-corner, a slight increase of the throttle is needed, and you should sway left towards the left curb. Increasing the throttle more now, quickly pull the car to the right just before the corner in order to widen your line. Then, at the corner, a lift of the throttle should do. Naturally widen out to the exit curb on the right, and prepare to pull back in to the left. A slight tap of the brakes or a larger lift will get you through here. Be careful on the throttle here, it can sometimes be a little bit slippery. Exiting the corner now, widen out to the right side of the track and use the exit curbs. As soon as you swing out wide, pull it back to the left side of the track. The next corner is taken flat out. On the exit curb now, prepare for the final corner. You should brake right as you hit the pit entry lane. After shifting down to third gear, start applying throttle at mid-corner and use the exit curb on the left. Now, put the power down on the straight. That's a look at Sector 3, now let's see it at full speed. Now let's look at a full lap. So there you have it, a full lap of Abu Dhabi broken down corner by corner and sector by sector. If you have any questions or need more tips, feel free to leave a comment on this video or in my Discord. Also, let me know if you want to see more track guides, and if so, which ones would you like to see. So if you made it this far, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.